Kamen Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Ex-Aid Beginning Set. This is a Figuarts triple pack which includes Kamen Rider Ex-Aid, Kamen Rider Brave, and Kamen Rider Snipe. I think this is the first triple pack we've ever done. I mean, I've been following Figuarts since pretty much the beginning, and I know we've done double packs, but this is an interesting way to do it for sure. Just to note, you can buy these separately. I believe they come out next month. I think it's like next month in April you can get them. It might be actually this month by the time this is uploaded, but in April you can get them individually. But for now, they're in a triple set, which is actually really neat for people like me that usually get all the main characters. And I really hope they'll continue to do stuff like this in the future, especially like I'd love to see a dual pack for Paradox so I don't have to buy the figures separately, but it'll probably be an exclusive either way. But anyway, let's get started. Before we get into the main figures, just to go over accessories quick. This set is touted as a touted. I've heard it both ways. As a limited edition for coming with this little stand here. It's just you can sort of like see them in the background of it because it's clear. But it says Mighty Action X on it. You know, game start. It's kind of like the platform or whatever. There's 3 little pegs here. You can pop those out and put like Tamashi stand things in there. Unless mine either didn't come with it or I lost it at some point. It does not include like little things for that, but it just comes with a stand for them to, well, stand on. And as you can see, I have them holding variations of their weapons. I got Ex-Aid in its hammer mode, and then it also comes with a little piece for sword mode, which is really simple to switch out. There's just, you'll see there's a little hole here on the bottom. You just yank out the handle and put it in here, so you know how it is. But so very simple to switch out. Braves obviously doesn't change. Snipes, you have it in the, like, you know, sniper mode as opposed to the small blaster mode. And all you're going to be doing is removing this little piece and then slapping this little one on the side. Wait, that sounded really weird. Like slapping this little one on the side. And I just said it again, which made it even weirder. But yeah, so you get those little pieces to swap out. And then, real quickly, just to show you, they all come with a pretty solid variety of hands to swap out here. You can see in the little tray. You got a variety of different ones for holding the weapons and posing. I think that Brave and Snipe might have a couple more. It might be the way they're positioned. But, yeah, so you get a decent little variety. So pretty much all you expect to get with figures and a little bit more. But let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to go ahead and start with Ex-Aid. I'm just going to move these guys out of the way because I don't want the camera to try to steal focus at any point. So fortunately, these are all good-looking figures. Spoiler alert for the other two. But I think they're all well done. It's kind of funny because I used to mention during Figuarts reviews of the current airing series how usually they had trouble getting them to be of a high quality. Ozen and Double and Forze were all very, and Wizard as well, were all very sketchy. But since Gaim, they've actually been very well done, in my opinion. I think Gaim are still the standout ones, but they've all been very solid since Gaim. So it's not really the norm anymore for them to be bad. It's just kind of the norm for them to be decent. And I think they did a good job here with Ex-Aid. Proportion and detail-wise, I think he looks really good. The head sculpt is really well done. There's a really nice shine to the pink plastic on it. It's actually, I was gonna say it's hard to see, but it's not really. But you can see like the compound under there in that part of his eye, which looks really good. All the little details on his chest piece there. Again, you can see the pink shine there. Nicely detailed on the belt here. You can see once it focuses. Just get that crotch shot. That sounded gross. But you can see like the little detail there of the little like silhouette, and you can actually, you know, crank this. That sounded weird, but it's nice that you don't have to, like, they didn't do some sort of weird thing where you like remove the whole belt or like remove this piece and put another one on. And you can remove these. This one's a little more difficult to do with Braves because I want this one to stay in there, but you can remove these and put them in the little slots here, which is nice, which are also detailed. This one, like I said, I just said it 4 seconds ago, but it's in there a little bit tougher than my Snipe and Brave one, so I don't really want to mess with it. But yeah, detail-wise, proportion-wise, I think they did a good job. Here's a look at his weapon. You know, like I said, it's real simple to switch it out. Just real simple. I don't know why I had that accent there, but to switch it out. And the mold is also very solid. I don't have any loose joint problems with any of these. I'm just going to be using articulation for Ex-Aid because this is all the same base mold. You get the 360 ball joint here. You're swiveling, double elbow joints, swiveling at the wrist, sniveling. I can't even talk in this one. All right, and then you got a nice ball joint here on his leg, the swiveling, the double knee joint, and then you have the nice little joint here on his foot, a nice little ball joint for some good movements. Waist articulation here, waist, and not really I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to mention how it was a little bit stiff, and then all of a sudden not really came out. But yeah, and then you have the ball joint on his head and neck, and you get all-around motion like that. So if you're familiar with Figuarts, par for the course, but it's always nice to have a solid mold. I can really talk in this one, guys. But yeah, all around, really solid figure. Very pleased with it. I think it looks good. I'm going to do this for all three of them, but let's go ahead and we're going to take a look just quickly next to the Level Up series. So there it is. As you can see, there's always quite a difference that you never really can truly see until you get them next to each other. These certainly aren't terrible looking figures, but honestly, if you're looking for the absolute best looking figure possible, this one for sure. Obviously, this one brings in the gimmick, but personally, I think in most cases, this line kind of failed at making the gimmick that interesting to me compared to previous years. Also, you get the added bonus of your legs not doing that. So yeah, there's that. It's up to you, obviously, which one you want, but if you really want the most accurate and best looking one possible, definitely go for the Figuarts. Okay, so now we will move on to Brave here, who has the same exact articulation. There we go. So I'm not going to bother going over that again, but the details, just like on Ex-Aid, are very well done. Really nice job on the head sculpt. You can see the compound under his eyes. Nice shine to the blue. This doesn't twist around like on the Level Up figure, obviously, because it doesn't need to. You got the little details here. His driver also detailed. You can also do that and yank that out. And I believe you actually want to put that in there. There we go. So that's a good demonstration. So yeah, and there's also a little slot here for another one. So I imagine that maybe a future release of a level 3 form could come with an extra one for that. Maybe, or just not an extra one, or just one you could put in there if you're really into accurately displaying him as just about to transform into level 3. I'm honestly kind of surprised I might have put it in there wrong, but whatever, it's fine for now. I'm actually just going to take it out. You know what? I'm done with you. Anyway, I was going to say, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was going to say that I actually forgot. I totally forgot. Let's just keep going over this and then I'll remember it later. But here you have the shield here on the side of his arm. I kind of got one of those sort of generic, elegant posed hands that he kind of likes to do because he's a surgeon and he thinks he's all that and stuff, like the show. Here's his weapon. Like I said, his doesn't require any switching out, so it's just the weapon. You know, there's no different sword piece or anything like that. But just like Ex-Aid, very well done. There's a little back piece. I actually didn't show that on Ex-Aid. We'll take a look at that in just a second now. I realized it. I almost forgot. Oh, before we check out Ex-Aid's back, you know how it is. Here he is next to his Level Up counterpart. Oh, he was embarrassed. Sorry about that. Let's put him over here. It's easier, and then I can get a little bit of a better angle on it as well. And I kind of have this guy looking down. He's downcast. But yeah, you can see the difference there. There's also a little bit of a height difference. Quality difference. They're both kind of looking down, so yeah. It's really funny because this class of figure is a class of figure I like in any series, really. Excuse me. But it's kind of funny, when you first get them when the series begins, you're like, oh, these aren't so bad. You know, I could see why people would not even want to bother with Figuarts later. And then the Figuarts come out and, anyway, it's just kind of funny. Oh, that's what I was saying, what I forgot before. I was going to say, I was surprised that they didn't come with, full-on gashats, with the lollipop end for them to hold. But yeah, there's the back of Ex-Aid. Yeah, I was just kind of surprised about that because it's kind of, on and off depending on the figure, whether it comes with an additional gimmick for it to hold. Alright, here we have Snipe. Snipe does feature the same articulation as the others. The only thing I wanted to note is that between... well, I was going to say between this a little bit, but more so his cape does hinder it a little bit. Not like it stops it, it just makes it so... I mean, it does stop it a little bit, but it makes it so you have to finagle things a little bit more. Here is the weapon. A couple notes is that it has a hard time staying together a little bit, I find. Maybe it's just mine, but when I have it in this mode, when I'm trying to pose it, this is frequently loose, and I have a hard time getting it to stay in. As such, I'm just going to go ahead and take it out. Not only just holding it, but just coming apart. Also, this little piece right here, I'm not entirely sure if it's supposed to come off, but mine has come off, and I can get it back in there, obviously. But, there's a little tiny, slit in here where you can set it. So it seems like you could take it off, but also when I look at it, it looks a little broken. So, regardless, just be careful. That's just good blanket advice for almost all Figuarts, to be honest. But this one's still good looking as well. I think they got the proportions right on it. It might be my least favorite, not because of the suit, because he actually might have been my favorite of the original three. But I'm kind of torn on the way the cape is done. It's done as a solid plastic piece, and you can move them here independently, this piece and this piece as well. They're both on little joints, which is kind of nice, but there's just something about it that doesn't work for me. Like now, see, you can slide them all into place and it actually flows together kind of seamlessly, but other times it's just kind of a hassle to work with, especially when you're trying to do something so simple. And I don't know, it just kind of bugs me. You can see a little more details on here, like in the actual silver paint on these little designs here, which you can't see on the level up figure. But all the other details look good. It's just, when you have figures like this, you're always going to have stuff to work with when they have more cumbersome bits, but sometimes it's just more annoying to work with than others. Like I said, it could just be me. But otherwise, he is a good looking figure. Same detailed belt. This does come off as well. That's why I kept trying to put it in wrong. Anyway, it does do that as well. You can put those in there. There's his back. So yeah, like I said, same articulation, same solid mold. His only problem is that he's a little bit hindered by his cape, which is gonna happen. It's just, I wish that it was just a little bit better engineered, because I think it's possible. You know what, he's gonna leave it in this mode. Not even like in the I got the half mode. It's just gonna be like I broke my gun mode, and now I'm going out there because I don't even care. Okay. So, just a quick look at him next to his level up. Just to note, mine is missing the little hairpiece in the front, but you can see that here they use this sort of like an all plastic piece. It comes off quite easily, so this is definitely better. I almost kind of wish it was a mix of having them on hinges to make it move around and maybe a softer plastic. I don't know, but yeah, there's the difference. Be careful about losing the little hairpiece, guys. This guy's can also pop off and twist around, so you can twist it up there, and it will, like I just said, pop off. So be careful with that. I'm like 99% sure I vacuum mine up. So yeah, just be careful of that, whether you have the Figuart or the level up figure, because that is kind of annoying. So yeah, that is it for these figures. Overall, 3 very solid figures. I do like them quite a bit. Like I said, my only problem is really with Snipes. I just wish that his cape was a little bit more workable. But overall, if you are a fan of any of these figures, I can definitely recommend checking them out, whether you want to get them as a set or as an individual release. Anyway, until next time, check the Crazy Podcast at writersrangerambles.com. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.